Miss Sandra. Welcome back to my channel and to another date night video. So now it's been a long time since I have filmed. I have not done my makeup for a very long time, probably about, I'd say a good 3-4 weeks, and I just haven't been feeling myself, haven't been feeling very good. Even though I've been posting regularly, I've just had some videos saved up, so it wouldn't look like I was gone for this long. So now we're kind of back. I don't know if we're back on track and back on schedule, but I'm going to do a date night look for you. And we are going to feature the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. I know I'm a little late on the train for this. I think I just kind of want to see what kind of looks I can pull off with this. So here's the packaging. This is what she looks like inside. So I like this because it does have a lot of jewel tones for fall. I know it was intended with darker skin tones in mind, but I really like, especially like this kind of, it's called Sponsored, and then Weeklies is like this really sparkly red color, and I think that would be so cool. I know red is in right now for fall, but also for winter and for the coming season. Of course, the same could be said for Dwella's because it's like this really sparkly gold shade. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking in this video. I'll tell you what products I'm using as I go through them and the brushes, but I don't really want to spend a lot of time on the techniques or talking about it. So let's just get right into the makeup look. So my skin is primed, ready to go. Not primed, but prepped with lotion. So I'm going to use my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. This will just fill in my pores. And I do want a really matte look tonight. I know that the trend right now has been all about dewy skin, and I don't like that look. Not for me. And to prep my lips before I actually put lip stuff on at the end, I'm just going to use my Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. I like wearing this. It does have a tingling effect, so if you are sensitive, just be aware of that. I'm going to use, of course, my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I'm going in with my Tarte Face Tape. This is 35G Medium Golden. It is full coverage, and it is very nice to wear, and it is matte. So other fine choices would be the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is a nice one. Or the original Fenty foundation, that's also very matte. I'm just going to put 2 pumps right on the sponge, and that's all I'm going to need. Okay, so next we're going in with 2 different colors of Tarte Shape Tape. Of course, I have to use Tarte Shape Tape if I'm going to use my Tarte Shape or Face Tape foundation. So the first shade is 27S Light Medium Sand, and I do have the light sand just in case because this color of foundation really matches me now because my tan is faded, but makes me look pale. So we're going to add color back into the face. I just want to cover up the under eye circles and around the eye area, and we will also highlight the midsections of the face. I usually stick to the eyes with the darker color because it just doesn't look natural to have like this really bright under eye. I always put a little bit on my lids to prep, and I'll go in with a lighter color and then do the highlighting on the rest of the face. Just a tiny little dot is all you need because this stuff has great coverage. I'll go in with the pointy tip of my sponge and do the under eyes first. And now I know my forehead's probably going to crease, but we can deal with that later. I'm going to actually go in with my Tarteist Pro Glow palette now. This has my cream contour, the shade literally called Shade. So we're going to use that to contour the nose and also a little bit on the cheeks. I'll use this F04 Extreme Structure Contour for the cheeks, but need to find a smaller one for the nose. So I'm going to go in with this product and I'm going to bring it up in a slight semicircle. I'll use this little Morphe brush here. It's the Morphe M139. I think the nose contour looks really, really good right there. Okay, so I think that's good for cream contour. And so I'm just going to take this larger brush that I was using. This is the F05 Small Contour. And I'm just going to blend the contour underneath my jaw a little bit and underneath my lip. We will go back in and highlight with actual highlighter after all of the cream product is placed down with powder. So we're just going to go back in with our sponge and double check that everything didn't crease too badly here. And I'm going to set with my original formula, Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. This stuff smells like old product, like a great grandmother would wear, but I really like this. I'm going to set with my sponge under my eyes and then use my powder brush everywhere else. So like I said, I want my face really matte. So I'm going to use my F20 large powder brush by Sigma. I'm just going to dip that brush in the powder and really make sure that my entire face is covered. I want any shine coming through. I'm going to kind of use the brush to buff it in. Make sure there's a seamless finish everywhere. And then the first thing I'll do is get my eyebrows done, because I always like to have that done as a base. So I will take my F06 powder sweep and just brush under the eye to make sure that all of those little areas are fully dusted away. Ooh, powdered my shirt again. Okay, so we will go off camera and do it. I did use Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown and mini tube that came with my little thing, and this is also medium brown. It's like the pomade but in like brush gel form. I love that stuff. And I'm going to go in and contour now with powder. So I'm going to use the same palette. There's only really one contour shade in here. It is Sculpt. So I'm going to go in with an F40, the large angled powder. I like the angled one because it gets into my cheekbones. Put it on the brush, suck in my cheeks, and just go all over the places where I added the cream. But I'm going to be very light. This will just kind of give it some added color. And then I'm going to also go on with blush. I'm going to use two blushes. The first is my Benefit Dallas blush, which is my favorite. My favorite blush brush, the F10 powder blush by Sigma. Smile, and I kind of leave it at the edge of where I put my contour. This is more of a dusty, bronzy blush. Smells delicious. definitely a darker blush. I'm just going to stick to my cheeks for today. And on top of that, I'm going to use this Milani Baked Blush as a blush topper. This is 08 Coralina. I'm going to use this very sparingly, but you can see it is very coral and there's lots of pretty gold flecks invading throughout. I'll use the same brush, just lightly dab it on there. And just put it on top for a little added glow. Next, I want to rim the waterline of my eyes. So I'm going to use this new pencil. It's probably one from an Ipsy Glam bag. I've never used it before. It's called Lottie London AM to PM Eyeliner in Black. So I'm just going to go off camera for this part because I do it really, I get right in there and people don't like to see that. So I will be right back. So this is very, very intense, and I know I keep saying all the time on my channel that I don't like black eyeliner because it really closes in your eye and makes your eye look a lot smaller. In my case, I'm going to layer on the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara along with these Morphe Hollywood Hills lashes. And it's going to make my eyes look bigger, but I'm going to use some darker shadows because, of course, we're using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. So let's go in with that. And I want to stick to more neutral tones. I might have to use some powder to blend out the browns because the browns in here are just so dark, but I'm going to stick with ginger, maybe edges, but really ginger and credit are the two that I really want to stick with. And we're going to put sponsored all over the lid. So I think that's going to look really, really cool. We're just going to play around because I haven't actually touched this palette yet. So let's go in with a fluffy brush now. I'm going to use my E40 by Sigma. And we're going to take ginger and I'm going to put it in the crease. So ginger is this lightest neutral brown color. It's very, very powdery. I've never had an Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow before, and it's very powdery when you put it in your brush in the pan. So we'll see if these are as good as people say they are. I'm just building up the color now. It's blending really, really nicely, actually. Okay, I really like that blend. That's really, really pretty. I don't even feel like I need to really blend it out because my skin tone is already pretty dark. So on a smaller brush now, I'm actually going to go in at the E25. I'm going to use Credit. So it's the darker, warmer brown. Definitely tapping off the brush here. And just going to focus on the crease, the outer crease, and the outer V. The color got built up really quickly and it's blending out really nice. So I will go back in with the first brush I used to blend, but I'm just going to pack on the color here. I just want to give a little bit of shape to the eye, so I'm just bringing out this darker shadow into more of a V at the end. I'll go back in with the E40 that I first used and just blend the edges. I'm not adding any extra product to the brush. I really like those browns on my eye. I'm actually surprised by how much I like this. Okay, so I'm just going to darken it up just a tad more, just in the crease, and I'm just going to pack on the color. And then we're going to bring it down to the lower lash line. So I'm going to start with ginger. I'm going to use an E30 now. I'm going to put ginger over the entire lash line. I'm not even getting that much fallout, so this is really, really nice. And I'm happy with that, actually. That is so nice. So I'm going to use that same pencil brush. I'm going to go into Credit, and I'm just going to put this on the bottom lash line, not even like halfway, just to darken up the outer corner. I'm just going to blow this out now with the other side of the E25 I was using. And now we're going to go in with a clean E25. I'm going to wet my brush with some MAC Fix Plus, and we're going to dip it into the shade Sponsored. I almost like Lituation too, which is almost like a purpley shade. That would look really pretty too. I'm going to stay with the first idea, the Sponsored shade. We'll do the other one next time. I'm going to pack this all over the lid. And then I'm just going to blend Credit into that sparkly Sponsored shade right on the edges. I haven't done an eye look like this in a long time. Okay, so I don't need to do any further blending. I think I'm happy with the way that is, but we need to do some kind of inner corner highlight and even highlight for that matter. So I'm going to go into the Tarteist Pro Glow palette now, and I'm going to go into my favorite color, which is of course Strobe. I'm going to put this everywhere where I normally do, and I usually use my F64 Soft Blend Concealer, so we'll go for that now. I lightly dip the brush in the powder and I put it down the bridge of my nose. Just on my upper cheek here. Cupid's bow. A little bit on the chin. And maybe just a little bit of sparkle right between the brows. And then again, I'm going to take a clean pencil brush or my clean smudge brush if I can find her. E21, dip it into the same shade and press this on the inner corners to give them some light and just open up the eye because all these dark shades are surrounding my eye. A little bit under the brow bone. And then all we have to do is give the upper lash line a nice black line. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex. I'm going to apply a couple of coats of my Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, and we will be ready for lashes. So I'll put those on, and we'll be right back. My first eyelash to dry, the glue to dry a little bit. So I just wanted to say, this palette, I was actually thinking of returning it before I even started using it, just because, like, you know, I don't really need any more eyeshadow palettes, but you know what? Like, the way this looks right now, it gave me such a beautiful smoky eye, and I'm not sure if I could have pulled this look off using just any shade or any palette that I already own. So I think this is going to be a good one for Christmas. It's going to be a good one for smoky eyes. So I think it's a keeper. And I've never actually owned an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette before. So I know a lot of people like to collect them just for the sake of collecting them, but I wouldn't actually buy it if I didn't enjoy the color scheme. Like, there's a couple that I'm kind of, like the Soft Glam. Why? Because I already have tons of neutrals, so that wouldn't interest me. But yeah, that was just in my thought process on that. So I'm going to get back to eyelashing, and then we'll be right back. I think it's mostly because I lined the upper line, the upper lash line, sorry, because if you don't, the glue just doesn't stick as well as it would if you did. So always line if you're going to put lashes on. And these lashes, I love them. Like, for $4, how can you go wrong? Okay, so the final couple of steps here. So I know I already have lashes on, and usually I like to do this before I do that part, but I'm going to quickly spray my face. I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Shake it up. And I was totally going to go for like a matte lip. I was going to use Jeffree's, I even had them out. I was going to use Celebrity Skin and I'm Nude. But I think for a look like this, because the eyes are so bam in your face, I'm going to do a lip that is not quite as matte. It's going to be soft. I'm going to use my Morphe colored lip pencil in the shade Love Bite. I'm going to color in the entire lip, and I am going to overline just a little bit here. Okay, so next I'm going to use the cream lipstick in the shade Flirt over top of the lip liner here, and I'm just going to pat this on. And then on top of that, I will add the gloss, and this is the shade Boho. Just a little layer, and that finishes the look. That is the completed look. I'm so happy that it turned out so well. And the other looks that kind of, like, I was watching Angela Bright and Manny Mua, or Manny MUA, I don't know how he says it. I kind of copied like a similar eye look from them, and it just, like, I feel like it looks different on me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my eyes or so, but I'm liking it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the bell button to be notified the next time I post a video. And subscribe. All right, we'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a wonderful date night.